Hi everyone, Bev Evans here, BevEvans22 or TS_SCN on Twitter. I wanted to thank those of you who came up and spoke to me after my TMBETT presentation about creating clip art in Publisher, and all of those that tweeted me after the event. Just wanted to go into it in a little bit more depth for people who might want to do it in their own classroom, because 7 minutes isn't a great amount of time to show you all the things it can do. I'm not going to show you all the things it can do now, but I'm going to give you more of a taste of it than I did at the Teach Meet. So, face is what we're going to start with, and the face has 5 basic shapes. An oval, which you can just draw straight off, a squared face shape, which you make by joining these two shapes together, a rounded face shape, a chubby cheeked face shape, and a heart-shaped face. And those are the 5 common face shapes. Most people would fall into one of those categories. Across the bottom here I've got some common skin tones. This document is shared in my Dropbox. If anybody would like a link to it and has publishers so they can read it, I'm quite happy to send you the link. Just send me a DM. And then you can sample these common skin tones, although I am going to show you where the skin tones are located in Publisher if you want to have a go yourself. So those are the 5 most common face shapes. If you want to get into producing faces that are a little bit more unusual than the circular one that I did at Teach Me Bet. However, I'm going to go into a circular face shape now. Here's my circle. First thing I need to do is to fill it with colour. Now, there's no skin tone here, so you'll need to go to more fill colours. And when the hexagon comes up, the skin tones are here in this pink and peachy section, and here on the corner in this brown going into yellow section. You choose a colour you think is suitable. Please excuse the frog in my throat. That looks a bit dark to me, so I just go again to more fill colours. I go to where it says custom, and I just drag it down a couple of notches on the slider there, press OK, and I think that much better. So then I'm going to get rid of the outline. Although I can make clip art that has a clearly defined outline, it's a much more complicated process when you're layering lots of shapes, but I will make a video about this at a later date. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press Control, and I'm going to drag on that circle so it duplicates it, and I'm going to just make that smaller. And the reason I'm making it smaller is I want to use it for ears. Now I'm going to just put that pretty much central on that head there, adjust it a little bit, then I'm going to Control and drag again, so I've made another one, and I'm going to put that on the other side matching. Okay, so there's my basic head shape with the ears attached. Now I'm going to make the eye. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to drag that circle out and put it there. Now obviously I'm going to have to colour this white to make the eye, so to make that easier for you to see, I'm just going to put a square of colour behind it, and I'm going to send that backward so that you can see that, and I'm going to change the view. Normally when I'm doing this, because I'm used to doing it, I wouldn't change the view, but I think it makes it a lot easier for people to see what I'm doing. So let me change the view maybe to even a little bit bigger. There we go. There's the circle that I used for the ear, and I'm going to adjust it so it's more of an eye shape, and then I'm going to fill it white, and then I'm going to drag that out again, and I'm going to make it a circle, and I'm going to pop it in here, and I'm going to make it blue, I think. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing again, drag it, change the colour. This time it's black, so it's the pupil. I'm going to put it there, and then I'm going to drag it again. Oh, I had too many things highlighted there. As you can see, I've clicked on this edge, so I'm going to click off things. Just the black, drag, fill it with white, make that smaller again, and then I'm going to put it there for the little bit of white that you might have bouncing on the eye. Now that's how I made the eye at the Teach Meet the other night, but what I didn't show you was that really you need to put an eyelid on this to make it convincing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag, I can see I've got two shapes there, so let me undo. I'm going to just drag that white bit there to copy it, and on drawing tools I'm going to go to change shape, and I'm going to change it to a moon shape, which is there. I'm going to rotate that so that it's that way around, and I'm going to adjust it, and I'm going to put that on top of the eye, but it's no good because it's white. So I'm going to sample the fill colour I used on the face, and then I'm going to go back to more fill colours. I'm going to make it a little bit darker, otherwise it isn't going to show up when you drag this, group this and drag this across the face. So there's the eyelid. The other thing I didn't do the other night was I didn't put any eyelashes on. You can do this a number of ways. You can draw them on, or you can use moon shapes. It depends how cartoony you want it to be. I'm going to use this moon shape. I'm going to colour it in black. I'm going to rotate it, and I'm going to make it much smaller and much thinner so that I can use it like an eyelash. And I'm just going to maybe put a few of these at the corner of the eye. These are obviously slightly exaggerated because I'm going for that cartoony look, but you can, you know, make it as cartoony as you need it to be. Okay, you might want to put some on the lower lashes, it's up to you. I think that would be enough. Oh, done it again, highlighted two things at once, never good. Here we are. That one is a little bit spaced incorrectly, so I'm just going to use the arrow keys here on the keyboard to help me get it a bit more evenly spaced, and there we have my completed eye. If I wanted to, I could put a little red bit here. Maybe I should. Let's do that. I'll use the circle today. Sometimes I draw a shape custom. I'm going to use that. Maybe going to use this here and get that in the right place. Now what I need to do when I do this is I need to make sure that it's behind the eyelid. So I'm going to send it backward a little bit so that it's in the right place, and then maybe rotate it so the angle is a little bit more correct, and you can do something like that. Actually, I think for my cartoon eye that's probably not right, so I'm going to delete it, but that's up to you. Now, grouping the object, press Control and click on every single element you want included in your eye shape. There it is grouped. I'll change the view back to whole page, I think, and I'll just drag that into place, remembering that it needs to be lined up with the top of the ears. There, like that. Now I've got an issue here. I want to duplicate that eye like this, but I want those eyelashes obviously on the other side, and yet the light needs to be in the same place, so I've got to do that. So I'm going to change the view again so you can see this. I'm going to highlight there, go to drawing tools, and I'm going to ungroup. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to highlight these, the eyelashes, and I'm going to group them separately. And after I've grouped them separately, I'm going to flip them horizontally and reposition those at the corner of this eye. And there I have my symmetrical eyelashes, but I still have my light shining in the same place on both eyes. If I had just flipped the whole eye as it was grouped, I would have had the light over here. So that's what I've done. Now because I've ungrouped this eye, I can now use this eyelid, which is already the right shape for what I want. I can click on it and copy it this way. I'm making it into a nose. Those of you who saw this at the Teach Meet know it's going to happen here. I'm going to flip it vertically, reposition it, make it a little smaller, and put it where I need it to go. That I think is about perfect. There we are. There's the nose. Then I'm going to copy that for the mouth. You can draw on different mouths and make different mouth shapes. I'm just doing this for ease of use because it's nice and quick. Sort of adjust it slightly, put it where I think I need it to go, and I'm going to fill that with that colour there. Then I'm going to do some eyebrows. So again, I'm going to copy this and use that shape. I'm going to colour those in, and I think I'll colour them in brown. That's a little bit dark, so I'm going to go to more fill colours, and I'm going to go with that one. And there you are, you can see the faces sort of appearing all together. Now hair is generally the most difficult part, although you can make hair out of combinations of different shapes. If you want to make curly hair, you can use circles and moons and you can get quite a good effect. I'm going to draw the hair using the curve tool, which is always a little bit trickier. I usually try to start at the parting, so I sort of know what I'm doing. And I'm going to do this down here. I'm going to make this a sort of quite a straightforward girly bob, probably a little bit exaggerated while I'm drawing it, but I will sort of get it right and make it a little bit more as it should be. They are all joined up with a double click. Now you might ask yourself, well, why did you bother doing ears if you're going to colour that in? And you're quite right, but I sort of decided to make it a girl and I wasn't sure what hair she was going to have. I think now that I've done her, I'm going to give her the same colour brown hair as I made her eyebrows, and again I'm going to get rid of that outline. Not happy with the hair shape, so I'm going to edit the shape, clicking edit shape and edit points, and doing this I can make the hair more how I want it to appear. So I think I'd like it to sort of go down here a bit and come in here a bit because it is a little bit far out there and wide. So you can do all sorts of adjustments so that it's how you want it to be. There you are. I think that looks a bit better, but it looks a little flat because it's in one colour. So what I could do is I could take the moon shape there, go to more fill colours and custom, just make it a little bit lighter so we've got some highlights, and then I can rotate that shape and reposition it so it's where I want it to be. So we've got a little bit of highlighting there in the hair. It's very simple. Obviously if I was making this I would really be more specific with it and take more time with it, but I'm just trying to do it quickly like I did the other night and show you in a little bit more detail what can be done. So here we are, we have a little bit of highlights on the hair, and I might draw some bits in if I was doing this, probably with the curve tool in the same sort of style as I did the hair. So for example, just doing that sort of thing. And colouring it with that paler colour, and then maybe copying that and adjusting it so that it fitted in different areas rather than me having to draw lots of different shapes. Okay, that sort of thing there. Now I'm going to add a neck. I'm going to add a neck using this from flowcharts. It's the stored data shape. It's a good size, good shape for a neck. I'm just going to rotate it. I'm going to just put it there. Now I need to colour this, and I need to colour it in the same colour as I had the eyebrows, so that it's a bit darker because it would be in shadow. I need to get rid of the outline, and then I need to send it backwards so that it's behind my head, so it looks realistically like it would come out of there. And then I might want to draw a little bit of clothing. Now I'm just going to rush this today. Obviously if I was doing it I would take more time, but I want to have some shoulders, and I want to make a shape that sort of looks like shoulders. So there you are, that's a quick and easy shape. I'll give her a jumper, get rid of the outline, send it backwards, it's behind the neck, and there you are, she's wearing a little jumper. If I wanted to add a bit more detail, I could add a collar or something. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just add some blusher on her cheeks, some little colour here on her cheeks, and then maybe I might adjust these because I'm not really that happy with them. I think they're a bit wide. First I'm going to do her cheek colour. I'm going to insert a circle like this and put it on her cheek, and I'm going to fill it with the same skin tone that she's already got, and then I'm going to go to shape fill, and I'm going to go to gradient, and I'm going to go to more gradients. I'm going to choose a slightly pinky colour. That might be a bit too pink, we'll try that one. Right, that's fine. And then I'm going to make it central and just click that one with the skin tone and hit it. And I've got, when I remove the outline, a little bit of pink colour on the cheek there. Oh, why have I got outline there? Oh, I've got two circles, that's why. Let me just get rid of that one. I thought something got terribly wrong. Now, I'm not quite sure of the colour there, but I'm going to leave it because I'm just showing you this quickly. And as I said, I'm going to adjust her eyebrows, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do them at the same time. So I'm going to highlight them both and go to view. I'm going to go to about 200%, and then I can adjust them at the same time sideways, and then I've got this little yellow dot there, and I can adjust them even further separately. They look about right, and then I'm going to move them down slightly, and there we have my finished picture. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I'm going to press Control and A, and that sort of puts everything highlighted together, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to group them. Once I've grouped them, I can right click and I can save it as a picture. And if you save it as a PNG, which is the default on Publisher, it has a clear background, so it can be layered even further. So I'm just going to write this here, save it as portrait, click it, and then when I go to that folder, then my picture is there and it's all saved. So that's how you make a face in clip art using Microsoft Publisher. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Bev Evans, and I hope you found this helpful.